We are back in the Hype Cave. Mr. Hype here. Got a special guest. You know what? I'm gonna let my guy introduce himself, man.
I am the glorious, the magnificent, the overconfident, but directly confident, one of one Chris White.
Chris White here, man. So, for the people that aren't familiar with you, let them know what you do.
I am the current superstar of CZW. If you don't know what that is Combat Zone Wrestling.
Okay. So, let's start with this, man. I gotta ask this, because you already know this is Eagles Nation. Every time you come into the Hype Cave, man, it's nothing but Eagles atmosphere, Eagles energy. You got one of the ops on, you know what I'm saying? The Patriots. Explain that.
Don't you? Isn't everybody all ops?
Shouts to today's sponsor, Life Taste. If you want energy without the jitters, this is it. Life Taste uses green tea extract for a clean, smooth boost. No crash, no heart racing, low sugar, refreshing, and easy on your system. Upgrade your energy. Life Taste. Drink smarter.
Isn't everybody all ops?
No one likes us, you know what I mean? We don't care. That's our motto. You know what I mean?
No one likes us.
So,
we don't.
You're from Philly, from my understanding.
I'm from North Philly, yes.
So how did that come about? How are you from North Philly and you're a New England Patriots fan?
So I grew up a baseball guy. Always loved baseball, but I played football too when I was younger. So I never really, I guess as a kid, you're not really focused on the stats and how they play and all the stuff that they do to make your team. I was a color type of person. So the Patriots colors, especially this colorway right here, it's my favorite colorway, the Patriots. That's what drew me into the team.
So you didn't jump on a bandwagon?
I never jumped on it. I was there before Brady.
You went through the Drew Bledsoe era?
I went through the Drew Bledsoe era. I went through all those guys.
Okay.
So I'm not a bandwagon like y'all like to say. They only say that because we win.
What's your take on them now? It seems like you guys are back up.
We are back up. We haven't been back to playoffs since almost or a Super Bowl since 2018. Something like that. I remember the last time we were in there.
We had to stomp y'all. Now we got our,
You stopped you stopped the old man Brady. But what happened in 05 though?
The 05, that was the Spygate. The footage came out with the Spygate.
But what do y'all like to say? A win's a win.
So I guess are you taking the Eddie Guerrero route? Cheat to win?
Did the ref see anything? No. The ref see anything?
So let's talk about it, man. You're a independent wrestler.
Yes, sir.
Currently. So you're not strictly with CZW? I've been to a couple CZW events.
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty dope.
So I'm homegrown at CZW, which means that's where I started my professional wrestling career. That's where I train to this day. So that's just like home. It's like home base. It's like if you move somewhere else, you're not gonna just be.
You familiar with the Monster Factory?
Very familiar with the Monster Factory. Super crazy. Chikara, a lot of schools in the area, but none of them compares to CZW at all. Our training is just very different. It's like, hey, I'll quote one of your guys, Jason Kelsey, because we had Jason Kelsey come through the year Mania was here. He literally said he went to a couple other schools in the area. They are like middle school, high school. CZW's college.
Nice. What are a few wrestlers that have come through the CZW, wrestled and just made their mark?
I'll give you a couple names that everybody should know. One of the big ones right now, Trick Williams. Trick Williams is a homegrown CZW guy.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Trick Williams.
Trick Williams, I think he was. I wasn't there when he was there. I think I came like a year after Trick Williams went to NXT and all that stuff. Another guy, MJF. Homegrown CZW guy. John Moxley has been a CZW guy before. Alex Shelley has been a CZW guy. Adam Cole has been a CZW guy. Johnny Gargano. I can probably go through a list for like the next hour of how many guys on TV or you've seen on TV or in WrestleMania that have had to go through CZW to make a name for themselves.
So how long you been in CZW? Like how long you been? Well, let me start with this. How long you been chasing the dream of becoming, pro wrestler?
Probably since I was a kid. I feel as though I've been chasing it since I was a kid because I've always been hungry for it. I've been in CZW now. This is going to be my 4th year being with the company. But I would say since I was probably a kid, that's all I wanted to do was probably either be a pro wrestler or a professional baseball player. It was one or the other.
What made you pick wrestling?
I think you would think the dream would die. As you get older, you get more responsibilities and stuff like that. You're just like, I gotta pay bills and do all this shit. And I'm just looking like, maybe that can definitely pay my bills one of these days if I put my mind to it and I actually put some work into it. So
it's funny though, because like, you know, I've you know, been a big wrestling fan growing up, and I think at some point, majority of my, like, you know, people that I've been around, like my cousins, my brothers, we used to always say like, I'm gonna be a wrestler when I grow up. But like you said, eventually the dream kind of just, you know, life happens, whatever. And it's just, I didn't feel like it was realistic for me. So I kind of just, you know, I still, you know, follow up on wrestling and stuff like that. But for you to keep going, like, was it hard as far as like when you're telling people I want to be a wrestler? Did you get any backlash? People like, man, leave that alone. Or, you know what I mean? Because it's not, no, but I see people, especially like in Philly, like you say you're from North Philly, right? So most people say you want to be a basketball player, a football player, or something like that. But I don't know too many people like, you know, from North Philly
that say they want to be a
professional wrestler.
I would say I've never received any type of like backlash or someone telling me to stop doing it or it's not realistic for me. I guess once they see like how into it I am and they see me doing it and how consistent I am, it's like, all right, I can actually see him doing it because he's really consistent. Because when people say they have those big type of dreams like that, they treat it like a hobby. You know, they don't really treat it like a 9-to-5 job. I treat it like a 9-to-5 job every day. Got to wake up, got to eat right, got to be in the gym, got to watch as much wrestling as possible to keep my mindset into it. Because there are days where I would say not just me, but any independent wrestler can think, yo, I can get hurt doing anything. Not even just in the ring, not even just training. I can get into a bad car accident. And my dream's
I'm glad
done
you're
there.
talking about you can get hurt and you know, things like that. What's your take on, you know, I know for years, I'm sure you've come across it when people would say, man, wrestling is fake. You know?
You are more than
you know, that's
welcome.
always been kind of like been a thing since it's been put out there that, you know, because even like, I remember, it's funny, like my wife, one time she was out with one of her girlfriends, she was like, yeah, where's Jason at, you know what I mean? And she goes, oh, he went to a wrestling event. And then her friend's like, does he know it's not real? You know what I mean? And she's telling me that, and I'm like, yo, it's crazy. Like, you don't really understand until you really like, you know,
follow, you get into it. My take on it is you're more than welcome to step in the ring. You're more than welcome to come and train, and you're more than welcome to see what it takes to actually be a professional wrestler. And everyone who I've challenged that and they've stepped up thinking it's going to be easy, had them stand on the top rope. That is probably one of the scariest things you're going to do when you get in there. You're going to shake. You're going to have that different type of fear. Like, this is what you guys do. Like, it doesn't feel fake. It doesn't feel fake at all.
Have you had like major injuries, stuff like that?
No, nothing major. There's no wood around. I can't knock on wood right now. I got some floor.
Has your like I want to say like your perception of wrestling changed, like when you've heard stories of you, like with you know, Owen Hart, you've had D'Lo Brown, rest in peace, Droz.
Yeah.
When, you know, he broke his neck, he was in a wheelchair. I actually got to meet Droz before. Does that kind of shake you up? You're like, man, like, you know.
Like I said, I think I think wrestling is just like, it's one of those things where you go in, you put your trust in somebody else. You know what I mean? So you're not really thinking about those type of consequences at the end of the day. They just happen.
Right.
They just happen when you're out there. You don't know sometimes until after a match if you're even hurt. Adrenaline kicks in. Is it scary to hear those type of stories? Yeah, but I don't think they're like super common. That happens all the time. I think it's when it happens, and it's nothing you really can do about it.
It's pretty much no different than like
UFC
like
fighting,
UFC,
NFL.
boxing,
It's a sport in general, so anybody can get hurt. Yeah, it just comes with it. It comes with it. So you either accept that fate and you keep rolling with the punches, or you throw in a towel.
Okay, so I want to switch gears a little bit. So you being a black male trying to wrestle, you know, the history of wrestling, there was a time where black wrestlers were kind of like, you know, they didn't want to give them a title or give their proper just due. Have you ever experienced that, like kind of, you know, or do you feel like you coming up, you know, you haven't experienced any of that?
No, I haven't seen or experienced any stereotypes. If they're there, they're there. It's 2025. I feel as though people gonna do what they want to do regardless. I never put that stigma on me saying, hey, I'm a black belt here, I gotta prove myself. It's like, no, I'm Chris White, and Chris White has proven himself. There's no color difference in the business to me. If it is to other people, it just is. But you can't knock me because of a pigment or a skin tone. You're gonna knock me because of my character.
Right. What especially now, like I know back then, wrestling, especially during the Attitude Era, they were walking like a real thin line. Because I watched some of the stuff from years ago, and I'd be like, man, how'd they get away with that? Because everything is real sensitive.
Yes.
They had like the
hypersensitive now.
The Los Boricuas, then they had the Nation of Domination.
Nation of Domination.
You know what I'm saying? They had like the stereotype. You know what I mean? I remember even with like there was a gimmick where they had these Spanish guys. I don't think it was Los Boricuas, but they were kind of like
I think they were Los Mexicanos. Were super
something.
crazy.
They came out with like lawnmowers.
Super crazy.
I'm like,
and what's his name? That was one of my favorite groups.
They were walking on like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff, I'm like, bruh, there's no way they could have got away with that.
You wouldn't believe like some of these ideas aren't just all Vince.
Yeah.
They're not just all from creative. They're from these guys too. That's something they probably wanted to do to stand out. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of stuff. I'll say R-Truth. A lot of R-Truth stuff he does is just him. It's not like, hey, we want you to say this. They're like, what ideas you got? What do you want to do? That may work. Let's just test it. You're in an entertainment world where like back then, you don't have all these cameras and stuff around. You don't have so many people who are all these sensitive opinions on things. People just wanted to go and have a good time.
Even
and things
with
were funny.
The Nation of Domination, like remember, I think they were going through something with DX, and they painted their faces black.
Yeah, they did the black and Mark Henry.
Bruh,
I think that's one of the funniest.
That would not fly now.
It wouldn't fly now. I think it's one of the funniest things that they did back then.
Crazy.
It was hilarious.
So you don't take offense to none of that stuff.
Nah, it's all entertainment. It's entertainment at the end of the day. Your job is to entertain the crowd. And even with a lot of movies and stuff now, they still push that envelope with stuff and shove it in your face. Go watch something on Netflix and tell me if a lot of that stuff should be criticized or talked about all the time. But people will have their opinions. If they have it, they have it.
Right.
If they don't, they don't.
So who are some of like the people you looked up to? Matter of fact, I got one for you. It's top 5. Give me your top 5.
Oh, this is always
wrestlers.
Top 5. My number one guy, and I'll put him up there. My number one guy is always the Hurricane, Shane Helms.
Damn,
that was
real?
one of my inspirations of getting into the business. Cause
nah, that's different. The Hurricane though?
He wasn't a guy that they were gonna, put over. Back then, like you said, there was a stereotype. The smaller guys didn't really get that much. The cruiserweights and the technical guys, they didn't get that much shine until like now. Now they get the spotlight.
Right.
But that Hurricane gimmick, it wasn't supposed to go anywhere. He wasn't supposed to be feuding with The Rock or Stone Cold or something like that. But he made it work. So he was like kind of the outcast of that time that said, all right, you think I'm gonna fail? I'm gonna turn this into something big. And he's still, in my mind, you still have to talk about the Hurricane today. So that's my number one. Number 2, my guy, Rob Van Dam.
Love Rob Van Dam.
Dam.
Listen, bro.
Love Rob Van Dam.
Don't get me started with Rob
One of those
Van Dam.
guys
That was
that's just
my boy.
so cool in the ring and just has crazy aura, and he's just 100% himself. You've never seen him change a character.
The whole effing show.
He's always been one guy the whole
crazy.
time.
Yeah.
Number 3 is 100% Kurt Angle. Always loved Kurt. Always loved Kurt. He was a great entertainer. He was a great in-ring performer. He's one of those guys who, he has an Olympic wrestling background, but it worked for him. And he adapted to the business so well that he was one of my favorite guys. I thought it was funny. I think this is 4. I would have to say Shawn Michaels. 100%.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is that
It
guy.
wasn't until later on that I really became a fan of him. Only because he had the feud with Bret Hart for so many years.
Yeah.
And Bret Hart was my guy.
Yeah.
Like I did an interview before, and I spoke about this. Bret Hart, when I was a kid, he was the first wrestler that I actually cried for when he lost. It was against Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
In the I Quit match. And Owen Hart was convinced his parents to throw in the towel. And they threw in the towel. He lost, and it was like a whole thing.
That was a heartbreak moment. If you were a big Bret Hart fan,
but
then
I
you were
definitely
hurt.
respect Shawn because I got to meet him before too. After that,
Shawn's I always thought he was over Triple H. Like I just thought he should
for sure.
He should always have a little bit of a higher level than Triple H. My number 5, I'm gonna have to go with Razor Ramon. Always loved Scott Hall.
Listen, dog.
Just one of the coolest dudes to ever come into the ring. His aura and everything. The walk, the toothpick. I was like, this guy should have. I said, I think he was the better.
I think he was the ultimate. that didn't get. I mean, he got his break, of course. He was popular and all, but he should have been up there. When you talk about like the Hogans, all that, he should have been up there.
I feel as though he was the mouth. He was the whole aura of the NWO at one point. Like he was that guy of the NWO.
Years ago, I met NWO. I met Scott Hall multiple times, right? Mm-hmm. Super cool. But the one time I met him in Philly, it was at a signing, and it was him and Nash. Had the NWO shirt I had when I went up in line. Bro, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't part of the NWO. Yo, when we did the Too Sweet, it was over. We took the flick. I'm trying to keep it serious. I'm throwing up the NWO sign. It was, bro. I was like, y'all made it, yo. I looked him up, I'm like, I'm one of them now. I feel like I got initiated in, bro.
That's one guy who I wish I got to meet and get like some knowledge from in the business. Because I think he definitely passed before I started getting into the business more behind the scenes. That's one guy I wish I could sit down, watch one of my matches with him and just critique it and just see how cool he is in person. The
classic him and the ladder match with him
and Michaels.
Legendary.
I got that toy set, the Amazon exclusive one.
Yeah, that's
with the ladder and all that. Yeah, I had to keep that sealed. Nah, ain't nobody touching that.
So, I briefly mentioned like Hulk Hogan. There was some controversy with him. Obviously, he was bigger than the business. He was like the first wrestler that I took a liking to. He kind of set the tone. Like, I mean, there was wrestlers before him, but he was like, he took it to that next level. I looked at him as, in comparison, different obviously, but like how Michael Jordan, there was players before him. Hogan took it there. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers.
He was bigger than the belt.
Yeah.
He became bigger than the belt.
So, obviously, we know he passed, but last year, or, not recently.
I think it was last year. Yeah, he passed last year.
There was a lot of backlash he was getting. What's your take on that? Do you feel like people should judge him separately, or, especially you being black? So how do you feel about his comments that he made before when, it was the whole thing when he kept saying the N-word, like he got caught. It was like some footage or some audio in his privacy of his home.
Yeah.
So did you look at him differently? Let's start with that.
No.
No?
I might get backlash for this one, but hey, he's a white guy.
Okay.
He's a white guy. He has status. He died. People want to find a reason to say something about him. It'd be the same thing if any other. So you're separating it pretty much like. I'm separating it because if let's say if another well-known, let's say if George Clooney passes away right now, and next thing you know they reveal, oh, he said something racist behind the scene, he'll get the same type of backlash. So it's like there's people who I think will try to dig that stuff up just because they don't like this person for some reason, to try to crap on their legacy.
Right.
And it's just one of those things where it's like we live in a hypersensitive culture now where like one small negative thing about somebody is their whole personality to them. And I'm not saying I've met Hogan, he's a good dude. It's just I'm not gonna just judge somebody off something that has always been happening. It's always been happening. So it's like I have to separate it. I have to separate the character Hulk Hogan from Terry Bollea.
So you still respect him as being one of the, the found, like not the founders, but one of the forefronts.
You gotta give him his props that he put the business on another level. At the end of the day, you can't take that away from him, because of that. And
because I know they tried it for a minute. Even WWE tried to like, when they first years ago they took him off the. I think they took him off one of the video games. They took him off the website.
Yeah, they took him off a lot of things. You got to.
But it's hard to erase somebody. That's like Michael Jordan coming out saying something crazy, and you're trying to get rid of all this.
Michael Jordan has said some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And people just, they still line up to buy Jordans. People are still going to buy Hogan merchandise. So it's like one of those things where if you feel some type of way, that's fine. Like if you feel some type of way, you're entitled to feel however you want to feel. But you shouldn't be judging someone based off how they feel about a certain situation, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean I agree with anything he says. Should he have said it? No. But he also came up in that era where it was common. You know what I mean? Came up in an era where it was common to say stuff like that. So it's like, if he said that to me in person, I'd be like, yeah, watch your tone. I'm gonna drop your ass. Like, I don't care who you are.
All right, I got one for you. Give me your dream match with anybody. If you can go, that's somebody that's WWE that you can have, a match with. And what kind of match would it be? Ladder match, casket match?
For myself, I would say a dream match, and I'm not gonna say this is my particular dream matches. I have tons, so I can't put one in front of the other, to be honest. But one guy who I would love to face that is still active, Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro.
Okay, yeah. Cesaro for sure.
That's one guy who I would definitely like to have, probably like I would say a 30-minute or an hour Iron Man match with. I don't think anything too crazy. I wouldn't want too crazy match with him.
Okay.
I would definitely want to, technician versus technician, strength for strength. I want to see who's really got it, because they always keep saying, oh, you don't want to face Claudio. Bring Claudio let Claudio come back to the combat zone. It's another guy who made his name there too, in a way. Let Claudio come back home and we see what he can do now. Won't be much, but we'll see what he can do.
Okay. Switching gears. Again, you're an actor.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of acting have you done?
So I just did a little role in a movie called Camera X that just came out. It's actually free on Tubi now.
Okay.
We're now available on Tubi, but I did a little cameo role as Ren Reigns. He was a friend of one of the guys in the movie. He was trying to find, they were trying to kill this pedophile in the area. There's a guy who was a pedophile in the area, so they were trying to find who it is, take him out, stuff like that. So I'm just trying to find my friend because he went missing. But I've also done some other commercial acting, sometimes little small on the side commercials, nothing on TV yet. And then every now and then I'll appear on the podcast every now and then and talk my stuff.
So the wrestling, you feel like it's helped you, or with the acting kind of go hand in hand,
100%.
Promos and stuff like that?
100%, because people get to see, who I am in the ring. Then they get to meet me outside of the ring. And they're just like, this guy has some type of character. I want him.
Is there a role that you would like to play in a movie or a sitcom or a show?
It's all in one. So Disney, I know y'all got money. I would love to be a Jedi. I would love to be, I wouldn't say a Marvel superhero, because I wouldn't say just in general, I like caring about people that much. So I would definitely love to play a villain. I just don't want to die. I want to scurry off somewhere. But that, and I would say a few just action comedies. I would love to do an action comedy. I think I would be great in they reboot Rush Hour. I want to be young Chris Tucker or something like that. That'll be nice.
Okay, so you also, would you like to promote, or you host parties?
I am a host at Mr. Ivy Nightclub. So anybody that want to come and have a good time, you come and hit me up. I will definitely book you a table. Come have a good night with Chris White. So I'm in there just being the life of the party on the weekends 9 times out of 10.
What's your next move as far as the wrestling career? Anything big you got coming up?
Currently right now, just next show is February 28th at Neshaminy Creek. I'll be facing someone from Jersey, actually. Some OG who wants to come back and keep trying to get 15 minutes of fame. I don't know what's up with people who keep coming back and trying to get 15 minutes of fame in CZW.
Who's the OG?
His name is Deshaun Pratt. He claims to be the Prince of Camden or whatever like that.
I heard of him too. I definitely heard of him.
Dude's pushing 40. Get out of the ring, dude. He saw what I did to him last show. I don't understand why he's still here or why he wants to keep trying to run with the youngins. He can't do it anymore. He's just not that guy.
He's washed up.
He's washed. He's been washed. Just been washed. And it's annoying. I hate all the old heads in this business that are not in shape, have no type of aura and nothing, thinking they can walk out belly first through the curtain and supposed to be in the ring against somebody like me and take time away from me. Why do people get paid to go in there and
if I'm familiar with him, I think I see him. He's a little stocky, you know what I'm saying? No Diddy, he a little big, right?
Now, he understands what his next opponent is, and that's me. You better be in shape. I will run circles around you while drinking a beer in the brewery. I can do that. He better get in shape.
Okay. So anybody else you talk your shit? Who you want to call out, bro?
Anybody.
When you getting a title? You get a title shot?
You need a title shot? Ask DJ Hyde when I'm getting a title shot. DJ Hyde's the only person who does not give me a title shot. Every other company I go to, they understand that those guys that they have there that are homegrown, the ones that they want to be the stars, they're not going to outlast me in there.
So he putting the whole CZW on notice.
I'm putting the whole industry on notice. It doesn't matter. You can be AEW, WWE, TNA.
Throw some names, man. Who you got? Who you want to? AEW. Pay attention, man. Who you want to call out?
AEW. They just signed a couple people that has been through the company. Alex Price. I would definitely love to come take that contract away from you. You don't deserve that.
So he's light work for you then.
Jordan Oliver. He just got signed there. He doesn't deserve that. MJF. I can take anything I want from him. To be honest, he's not really that much of a threat. AEW is full of washed up old guys.
Wow.
They need younger talent like me. WWE actually needs younger talent like me too, because look who their champions are. You got old man CM Punk as a champion. Come on, I can break him in 2 seconds. Like,
listen,
to be
man,
honest.
He's putting everybody on notice. All you wrestlers out there, Chris White, man, he said he's coming to take y'all belts. And
I'm
just,
taking belts, monies,
put
opportunities, roles,
bag up.
whatever you want. I'm taking it from you. You don't have a choice, to be honest. You really just don't have a choice.
Well, listen, y'all. My guy stepped into the hype cave. He put y'all on notice. Right now, we're going to get into the blitz segment of the show. Stay tuned.
It's the blitz.
We are back with the blitz segment of the show. My guy, Chris White, is going to answer some questions for y'all. Let's get right into it. Who's more responsible for the 6 championships, Brady or Belichick?
I'm gonna say Belichick. I would say Belichick. You always gotta have good coaching in order to keep the team together.
Brady did win after that, though. Remember that?
He did. But if we're talking about the Patriots, I gotta say Belichick.
Okay. Better tight end, Gronkowski or Aaron Hernandez? Let's put the trial
Hernandez,
aside.
I'm about to say before he was killing or after he was killing.
Before that, before all that.
I'm gonna definitely say Gronk though still, because Gronk is a force to be reckoned with. I don't think it was anybody that really put Gronk in his place.
Okay. Was the Patriots dynasty more about elite talent or the system?
I'd say system. You gotta have a good system to find good talent. They go hand in hand, so I'm definitely gonna say it was a good system they had in place.
NWO or DX? That's a good one.
What version of DX? Do we have Attitude Era DX where it's with all of them still coming out? And do we have NWO where is, Macho involved too still? Or is this the first
Let's just
3?
go from the first.
First 3? Then I would have to say NWO.
Okay.
I gotta say NWO.
John Cena or The Undertaker? Being as though they both kind of, recently retired.
Undertaker, 100%. Undertaker, 100%.
Monday Night Nitro or Monday Night Raw?
Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. I love Nitro, but I think I grew up more on Raw.
It's dope that you say you love Nitro, because I know a couple people that be trying to shit on WCW.
Can't do that.
That were like,
do that.
I'm like, you could be a fan of both. It's okay.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta pick.
I'm a fan of both, but I'm definitely gonna pick Monday Night Raw. Nitro was like, you just never knew what was gonna happen on Nitro. And I like the aspect, but I always followed Raw more.
Kendrick, Drake, or Cole?
Kendrick, easily. The other 2 are bitches. Don't like Drake. I do not like Drake.
Last one, with you being an actor, and a wrestler. Would you rather win an Oscar or win a world title?
World title easily. Oscars, they get forgotten about very easily. You don't even know who won Oscars last year, do you? Who won them last year? Who won world titles though last year?
A lot. It was a lot, bro. And to say that the only thing with wrestling is the titles could move around.
But
Oscars, like, you hold on to that thing.
You hold on to it, but you always get put in the record books forever. When it comes to it, you always get talked about in some way, shape, or form. So I'll take a world title any day of the week.
Well, appreciate you, man. Listen, coming through to the Hype Cave, answering them questions on the Blitz. Tell the people where they can follow you.
Hey, you can follow me on Instagram at 1of1 Chris White. You can come through to Chamonix Creek Brewing, February 28th. Come watch me beat up somebody from Jersey, Deshaun Pratt. You can watch that 100%. And March 1st, you can come watch some deathmatch wrestling at Cooper's over here in Jersey. So,
what's your finishing move?
Finishing move, springboard DDT.
Okay. So they gotta look out for that. Look out for that springboard DDT.
Because I'm not gonna be right in front of you. You're just gonna be, oh my God, why there's a shadows over top of me? Oh no, Chris White. Yep. And
you doing the DDT, well, some form of it. You know what I mean? Jake the Snake. It's a lot of guys that really. So you got, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
You gotta make it right.
I gotta pay my props to him, Jake the Snake, Mankind. Foley used a DDT for a second. Drew McIntyre had a double underhook DDT for a second. Okay. So I think I'm in a range of good names to hey, these guys have some great DDTs in it. You got to put Chris White's name in there too. You always got to put my name in there somewhere. Always.
Well, listen, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming by.
100%.
Tap in, Chris White. Listen, he coming for that title, so stay tuned, man.
Everywhere.
It's the Hype Cave.